All right, so this is part 2 of the coding by hand, and what I'm going to spend the most time with here too. So we've got this method called between. That's going to have an int min and an int max. So let's go through and let's run this code, which I guess is part 2, line by line. All right, so let's run it. So the first thing that's going to run, obviously, we run this code from lines 1, 2, and 3. And once line 3 runs, then this code is done. So we're going to start off running line 1, right, which will then cause us to run line 2. And because we called a method, we're going to go up into the method, but not hit that semicolon so that that line actually ends. But we're going to jump down now to line 4. All right, and then we are going to obviously have our min currently, put it up here, and our max. So our min is currently at 3.
It's not quite done, Nickel.
All right, and max is going to be 7. All right, so we're going to run line 5, line 6, which is where max will then become 6. And then we run line 7. If min is less than max, right, 3 is less than 6. So then we're going to run line 8. And then we're going to run line 9. But before we finish line 9, right, we're going to get right up here to the end of the parenthesis. And then we're going to jump back up to line 4. So once again, notice that we're in between a lot of lines of code right now, right? We still have not completed line 2, and we haven't completed line 9, but now we're jumping back up to line 4, which will then make us run line 5, which will then make us run line 6, in which max is now going to go down to 5. If min is less than max, so it's going to run 7, 8, and 9. And then we're going to send up, we're going to run this method again, starting at line 4. Once again, note that we have still not been able to get to line 10 yet. Not surprisingly, we're going to run lines 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 again. Note at line 6, we're going to get to 4. 3 is still less than 4. So we're going to jump back up and we're going to run line 4 again. We'll run line 5 and 6. All right, so we run lines 4, 5, 6, and 7, right, till we get to our min is going to be 3. And then you'll notice we get to line 7 where min is less than max, 3 is less than 3. And obviously 3 is not less than 3, so that means we're not going to run any of that if statement. So we're going to skip lines 8 through 11, and we're going to conclude the method between. So this method is now complete. And since we have finished this method, we can now return to line 9 and run line 10. And 10 is now having us print our maximum value. And if we see what our maximum value is, it's 4. So it's going to print out 4. Actually, I'll put that over here. 4. And now it runs line 11 and line 12. Actually, I should put it over here. 10, 11, and 12. So now we have completed this between method. And since we have completed it, we can now jump back up here. And we can run lines 10, 11, and 12 of that time we're running the method. And once again, what was max at this point? Max was at 5. So it's going to print the 5. And once we have completed that, then we have now completed this run of between, and we can go back and finish where we left off, which is, once again, line 10, 11, and 12, with max being line 6. So it will print out a 6. And then once we hit the end of line 12, we will finish this run of between, which means we jump back up where we were, which was line 2, which means we have now completed line 2 and can move to line 3, and our program ends. So therefore, this is going to print out 4, 5, and 6. It does say println, so it'll all be different lines. All right. So line by line, what's happening? How many total lines of code are running? I don't know. You can go through and look at how many total lines of code that is, if you total up all of those. But this is what you should be able to see when you are writing your run of your code on the back page. Just a quick note is just a reminder that we've done this a lot before, where you jump around in the code. We did that with the average method that we did and whatnot. It's just now we're jumping back into the same method, which is a harder concept to figure out. But if you think about it, it's the same exact concept as just jumping around in different methods, right? You have to complete the method before you finish and go back to the end of it. So therefore, we have to finish all of the betweens before we can get to that line 10 and actually